What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a monthly manifestation for the sign of Cancer. Okay, Cancer, you guys are third during the zodiac lineup for Group 1. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, um basically just trying to wrap up all of April for the rest of the collectives signs. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, in a way. As far as anyone who has a placement in Cancer in Venus, okay? But just trying to tie up the month of April for you guys. All the dates have pretty much passed in regards to you kind of organizing and obtaining whatever it is that you want for the month of April, or even moving forward in regards to just personal improvement, personal growth. New moon was on the 8th. Along with the solar eclipse. So a lot of supercharged energy hitting people in different ways in their lives. The 15th was the first quarter moon. Hopefully you were making some progress towards your goals then, and probably still are, kind of moving into the next month. Okay. The 23rd was a full moon, which full moon energy is the time where you should have either tied up some loose ends or completed a particular phase, or a goal that has now been achieved, or is on the verge of being achieved, probably within the next couple of weeks, for you guys, Cancer. For some, again, that's probably for someone with a placement that has Cancer in it. Okay. Obviously, if you're learning your birth chart and focusing on the placements that mean the most to you, you might start watching those readings. And so I like to pretty much get or cover everyone's energy within my readings, so that way it can resonate for different people at different times. Okay. So again, those dates have already passed, so everything is kind of like in past tense by the time you get to this reading. My energy has been kind of fluctuating up and down since March. So just trying to get back into the swing of things, especially with the preliminary readings. Things are changing with that. All my love readings, I've pretty much via spirit have gotten all the energy that we could get out of those readings, but they are still available if you're looking for those. Okay. Along with a couple of others, you can still have access to a plethora of my readings that are available on the channel for whatever your needs are. Okay, Cancer? So we're going to go ahead and shuffle the deck 3 times. We're still going to focus on the energies around those actual 3 weeks of dates that I just mentioned, and hopefully be able to work towards your May readings a little bit better. We'll see how the energy flows when it comes to those. Okay. So we'll start with 1 from the top, which is new moon energy. 1 from the bottom, which is first quarter moon energy, the 15th. And then 1 energetically from the middle, if I can get to it. Okay. Full moon energy there. Okay. So let's see what was going on in your energy during those times, Leo. Sorry, not Leo, Cancer. Okay. Just finished doing Leo, so you could be a Leo with Cancer in your chart or vice versa. Okay. So let's go ahead and start. New moon energy. What was the mindset towards your intention or goal, Cancer? And meditate and contemplate, okay? New moon in Pisces, okay? So between you and Leo, I will say both had Pisces in this placement of new moon energy. Only difference is that they had full moon in Pisces. You have new moon in Pisces, okay? So you are kind of on schedule in a sense when it comes to your mindset, okay? Um, Meditating and contemplating probably around the new moon on the 8th. Like I said, very supercharged energy on that date because it was a solar eclipse and a new moon. Okay. And so you took the time to really think about what it is that you want moving forward or out of the intention or goal. Okay. If it had anything to do with a connection, you were definitely, maybe taking the time to think based off of someone else's perspective. And so you're now kind of either out of it in the sense of you finally have determined what it is that you want, or for some of you, you could still kind of be stuck, okay? Maybe because you might have countered what someone else is thinking and giving them something to think about if they want to continuously, kind of deal or really grow. Almost feel like also a place of negotiations, if you will, of I guess what can be tolerated or what can't. For some of you, it could be business related, but it's not very prominent right now. Let's see what moves on going forward in the reading. Okay. Now, first quarter moon energy. Will or have you made any progress since the first quarter moon, which is on the 15th? Okay, meaning, possible communications, things like that. You're very close to achieving your goal. Okay, by the 15th or that week of the 15th, you probably did make some progress. Okay, like I said, in the sense of either communicating what it is that you truly wanted out of a situation, even if it's just communication within yourself. Feeling the need to like write things down just as a reference point for yourself as you move through your goals. Again, if you are truly aiming to achieve something, hopefully you've outlined it out just to be, meticulous in a way. So that way you can say, okay, I did that, I did this in regards to someone who's dealing with business. Okay. Others of you, as far as personal goals, you could still have like a journal or something of that nature that kind of still gives you the same thing as far as just asking yourself pertinent questions that really do tap into your evolvement, if you will, as a person of where you're trying to be in your life right now. All right. So, full moon energy. Has the intention or goal been achieved by the full moon, which is that 23rd, okay, which was Tuesday that just passed, okay? For you, Cancer, it says conclusions are within reach, okay? Conclusions are within reach, okay? So I do feel like this card has not came out that often, and that's because of course things are ever working, okay? So but conclusions are within reach in regards to wrapping things up for yourself around the 23rd this week going into May, okay? Somewhat kind of a repeat of previous month energy since I've started these readings is in a sense of your part or need of you is kind of done as conclusions are in reach of whatever else you need to contribute. And so you're able to kind of move on to the next phase or wait until things are kind of concluded by others, okay? In the sense of a lover's standpoint, things are still in the open, but business wise, I think your business is concluded, okay? When it comes to that, all right? So let's get into the clarifiers here. All right, that will give us a little bit more insight. We do have the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, which is a Nine of Pentacles collaboration here, okay? You have the Five of Pentacles, again, is usually talking about kind of feeling left out, things that have changed, okay? Just kind of thinking as I'm looking at this card, the Five of Pentacles, when I think of the others, weather is not too much depicted in the others unless you think of Seven of Pentacles, possibly a potential of spring, primarily as far as like harvesting. Five of Pentacles being the only one that shows people walking in the cold, okay? And so the potential of things ever changing, of course, with the number 5 being prominent here. And then 4 as far as holding back on things, okay? And so even though it equals, if I put these two together, it equals 9. It's talking about, you know, knowing worth and value. But are you knowing the worth and value? I think you know of yourself what you're worth. Is about knowing that of someone else, okay? Maybe understanding kind of where you may have left someone out in the cold, or someone feels like you're always leaving them out, or holding back from them, okay? I don't think that it's primarily financially. For some of you, some people may come to you occasionally from time to time, always needing assistance in funds, but you tend to keep your pennies close to the chest as far as being able to help people, okay? You may tell people how they can get some money, but just not from you, okay? I don't know why. It was very small, very minute, but it could resonate with maybe a few of you, okay? I'm going to, of course, shuffle 5 threes here. We still have the Four of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands, okay? Definitive communication here, or just leadership, but of course with compassion, because it is the Queen of Wands. It is not the King of Wands, okay? And so still kind of being a little bit withholding, while still trying to be compassionate, only giving communication or giving action as needed with something, but just still withholding in a way, okay? Last shuffle here. Queen of Wands stays, but here we have a Knight of Cups, okay? Again, very more so assertive with compassion, based off of a little bit of feelings involved, facing away, if you will, from this Knight of Cups, okay, that is trying to offer some kind of mature conversation, or feelings rather, that is not enough to really persuade a Queen of Wands, okay, especially if this Knight is coming up towards the wand, not so much the sunflower that is in her other hand, okay? It could be someone already has her attention elsewhere, to be compassionate towards others, but very demanding of you, okay? The person that you're dealing with, Cancer, okay? But we're going to go ahead and shuffle. That's only going to be for a few, if that's enough for you, especially if there's a cross-watching energy. Again, if you've been on the channel long enough, I've talked about it a little bit, and how it can interfere with the laws of, not really the laws of attraction, but just energy transference. It could cause a little bit of a disruption. So Hopefully that is more than enough for you that are cross watching, okay? One from the top for new moon, one from the bottom for first quarter moon energy, and then one energetically from the middle, which I'm going to go to this one here because I felt the energy kind of go up that way, but I was scanning, and that is for the full moon energy. We'll look at the bottom of the deck momentarily to see what the overall outcome is of this spread here, okay? So, again, hopefully that is enough for you guys, all right? Not you, Cancer, but either someone cross-watching on your sign or whoever has Cancer in their chart, but it is not their main sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, okay? Now, let's start off with this new moon energy. Clarifying, meditate, and contemplate for you, Cancer, is that of, what did I just say as we were doing the split? 9 of Pentacles, okay? 9 of Pentacles got mentioned in Leo's too, so you could either have, like I said, that in your chart or dealing with one. It's just an honorable mention, okay? But being secure within yourself, again, and meditating and contemplating for others of you about the worth of another person, okay? I feel as though, again, being that there is still kind of this feeling of accepting the longevity of the connection that you've had with someone, possibly, okay? This person has had the ability to evolve, if you will, themselves in a way. Hopefully you're seeing their mental and emotional evolvement. I talk about relationship high on here a few times. Again, I always say that I'm going to do a separate video for it to kind of break it down for everyone. But I've been kind of holding back on it, focusing more so on readings, okay? And hoping that it kind of transcribes more so in the All My Love readings and the Heart's Desire. But primarily, you are meditating and contemplating on the connection of the worth of someone else. Hopefully you're not looking at them in the sense of vanity in a way, or just surface level stuff. Hopefully it's something a little bit deeper as far as sentiment, because I think that should be more important than what someone brings to the table. They have to take care of themselves anyway, so I don't really understand why that is always the main thing that most people think of. I understand not wanting to have to be the person that's kind of like saving someone financially, but we all have to take care of ourselves at some point in our lives, excuse me. So hopefully that's not the main thing, but whatever it is that you are looking at this person's worth, hopefully you are seeing the positives and not looking at the negatives, okay? While also making sure that you are meeting the worth of yourself as well, but not dictating it based off of finances, okay? Let's move on to the first quarter moon energy. You are very close to achieving your goal is being clarified by the 8 of Swords, okay? 8 of Swords energy with you are very close to achieving your goal. Now, for the 8 of Swords to come up in this placement here with this card, it means that you may have felt stuck on something, maybe. Again, this is past tense energy because of the fact that the 15th has already transpired. But for some of you, you may have felt stuck for a moment in a particular task, or maybe stuck in a rebuttal towards someone where they had you kind of stumped. And so if that be the case, that is very hard to do when it comes to a Cancer, unless you count not responding at all. And so unless you can count that, okay, as being stuck as well, okay. When someone doesn't have the ability to respond to anything, it's because they usually can't think of anything to rebuttal with. And so maybe someone got you a little bit stumped on something, or maybe you left someone stuck while you went dealing with something else. That's only for a few of you, but it was only hopefully just momentarily, and you found a way up out of it because of that being so close to achieving the goal. Okay, let's see what this full moon energy gets clarified with. Conclusions are within reach. And we have another knight showing up here, which is the Knight of Pentacles coming up yet again. Came through just a little bit in the pre-shuffle for Leo. But an offer of some sort on the table, okay? Somewhat, of course, more substantial than a Page of Pentacles, okay? That gets you, conclusions being in reach, is like saying to me, like, still negotiating in a way, but getting closer. All right. So again, like I said, potential involvement. This is Earth energy coming up a lot in your reading. And so, roots being planted in a way. That can grow into a very strong connection, okay, is the most that I can feel out of this, but it just all depends on the participation, if you will, okay, being very open-minded, okay. So let's see what the overall outcome is of this spread, and it's the Ten of Swords, okay. Shocking that the Ten of Swords is coming up. You go from a 8 of Swords and jump into a 10, okay? From a business standpoint, wherever the conclusions are or where they end up, because again, conclusions are within reach, they have not completely been met, okay? And so you may get pulled back into something that you have to finish, okay? And so it is going to kind of, maybe you're in the point now where you feel like you did your part, but maybe someone drops out of a project and you need to come back in and finish up what they left off with. I'm feeling this energy. Someone may not return to a project, and so you end up having to double down and finish the rest of it, okay? Don't get so humdrum about it. There could be, again, a potential offer to kind of sweeten the deal for you to finish it, but it is going to kind of put you out of it, okay, in a sense, okay? So with this 8 of Swords kind of coming up in that first quarter moon energy, means that maybe someone left you stuck with something, you worked it out, and now they definitely left you stuck with it, where you have to completely finish it, okay? But it does benefit you in the long run. I just suggest you really stay on your P's and Q's, get enough rest, Cancer, so that way you can give your best, okay? So let's get into what is the message of support for Cancer to achieve or manifest their goal, okay? What is the message of support or messages of support for Cancer to be able to achieve or manifest their goal? Okay, I felt a lot of flippage, okay? One set of cards here, and I'm going to take those. Or are we putting them back in? I'm going to keep shuffling before I go through those to see if any other messages come out. For Cancer, I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck. And I think I'm going to go ahead and flip to the bottom. as an additional message for you guys before I go to that particular deck. Well, these three that came out, I think it was just three. So, happy love, Cancer. At the bottom of the deck, a joyful, stable partnership and good friends. A joyful, stable partnership and good friends. Okay, so happy love in the cards for you as far as a message of support, and especially for those that are kind of geared towards love a little bit. If it's not cross-watching energy, you can definitely have that with this person. Just don't do anything to kind of rock the boat a bit, okay? The first message here is the festival, okay? The festival, which says creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event, okay? Creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event, okay? So there could be something that, you know, pops up where you end up going somewhere. I don't know. It doesn't really feel like you guys are planning anything. Maybe more so attending, okay? And so it definitely will be a very nice time, hopefully weather permitting, all right? The next one here, we have the Mystic Star, okay? Mystic Star, which says harmony in the home and great friendships, okay? So really chiming in on that great friendships, okay? You could be potentially gaining new friends or connections in a way that end up rooting themselves in the midst of maybe reconnecting with people, and it leads to really strengthening bonds, okay? So definitely harmony there. And then we have Felix Felicitas, okay? Felix Felicitas, the one that I've always been having trouble saying. I've had a few troubles with this, but finally have gotten it right. Felix Felicitas is power symbol to create lucky serendipitous events, okay? So you have a lot of good vibes here, Cancer, for a lot of you. Feeling like sun and rising energy more so for these, the ones that have came out in regards to friendships, okay? And for the Felix Felicitas, okay? Let's see what is the energy of the present self for Cancer, okay? I'm going to shuffle by 3. We'll look at the bottom of the deck after we cut for you guys, Cancer. What is the potential, what is the present energy of Cancer's present self? Last shuffle here. All right, let's see what you guys have, Cancer. You have fecundity, reign, okay? Fecundity, reign. Number 35 here, centering yourself, mind, body, and spirit with change, prominent, okay? Just getting the number 5 in a way during spring when weather is changing. You have like grass, this grassy knoll behind her, some flowers here, but it's definitely raining. The dress or clothing that she's wearing kind of has kind of like this hole in the middle, if you will. And it gives me this feeling of May showers or April showers bring May flowers kind of vibe. But really just kind of washing away some things in order for new growth to appear. Okay, so a change in the sense of maybe your outlook, balance, as 5 and 3 equal 8. So let's go into the book so we can see if we can get some additional messages for you guys. Okay. This is also exhibiting water energy. All right. The conditions of greater prosperity are being met. Know that all will be well. Cleanse yourself of old, outdated views. You have everything you need to grow. Let yourself be cleansed. Okay. Fecundatio is Latin for fruitfulness. Okay. You soon know how much rain contributes to the balance and health of a land when you haven't had any for a long time. You also understand how much it contributes to the positive mental health of communities that have been locked in drought states for a considerable length of time. Okay? So for some of you, it's time for you to let yourself be cleansed and remove any outdated perspectives that you've had on things, because it's time to look past, again, surface level. Okay, I think that is something that a lot of us do. We pay too much attention to surface level things that others are not going to look at as much. And if you're going to put someone on a criteria, you have to, in my personal opinion, meet that same criteria before you can, ask that of someone else. Okay, let's look at what is the potential energy of Cancer's higher self. What is the potential energy of Cancer's higher self? And Cancer, don't look at that just as in regards to someone that you are dating. Look at that at your friendships as well. Okay. Individuality is what makes us so unique. Thus, yin and yang being the opposites, not the same. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, new energy alert, the law of Dharma. The law of Dharma. Transform your pain into your purpose. Transform your pain into your purpose. This is kind of giving me strength card vibes. Again, Leo energy here. Okay. You have this woman with a lion kind of roaring in the midst of these crashing waves, coming into these ruins. Kind of some lightning coming in here. So some form of, epiphany or things that have transpired, and having the courage to keep moving forward. Okay. Let's definitely go into the book for this. I love when new cards come up because, again, it just shows the evolvement of the collective, like in real time, spiritually, in my opinion. So we're going to page 59. Like, share, and subscribe so that way you can be notified the next time I do a reading for your sign. Okay? So there's a message and a gift within you that the world is ready for. You are the only person in the entire cosmos with your gifts. With this card, your higher self is ready to give your spiritual blessings to the world. You may have known what this purpose is for quite some time, but may have not believed yourself worthy of such a grand plan. The universe is conspiring for your greatness. You have the get you have to get out of your way and commit by putting in both feet. Okay? So stop procrastinating, all right? Cancers that are, resonating with this card here. Invest your time and energy into doing your inner trauma work, transforming your suffering into service. Also, open up your calendar or diary and mark off everything that does not make your heart sing. It is time to only say yes to the things you love, okay? Turn your pain into your purpose, okay? So if you've, had some trauma in your past, cancers, turn that trauma into your purpose, okay? There are many of people that are probably out here suffering from the same thing that you have, okay? No matter what it possibly could be, do some form of outreach where you can be a mentor or guide others, but you first have to get over your trauma first in order for you to be able to help others, okay? And sometimes in order to get over some of your traumas, you have to kind of go through it in a way. So even in dealing in just a support group for whatever it is you've dealt with, could be helpful to someone else to hear your story, okay? One of the main reasons why I decided to get into tarot is to help others and be of some form of assistance as a vessel to give good, clear messages as much as I possibly can through the universe, God, spirit, whatever you believe, okay? But it's all about helping people. And I myself, I am about to be 41, and I've seen a lot, I've viewed a lot, and I feel like it's definitely something that I wanted to do back when I was 22 years old. So I didn't, at 22, I had not lived long enough to be able to give anyone any kind of advice. So I'm kind of glad that, I'm not glad at the things that transpired, but, I'm glad that I'm now at a point in my life where hopefully I can help other people move forward, okay? And so hopefully that helps you, for those of you who just enjoy that part of the reading. If you like fast forwarding and getting to the present and higher self, I find no problems with that. I totally understand and get it, as long as you get a lesson out of it and a good word from it, okay? So Cancers, that's all that I have for you guys today. Again, readings will come back around, especially monthly manifestations. Working on some other stuff for the channel, other readings. So until then, peace.